Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Beltway Brass Quintet.
Well, welcome everybody. I'm Zach Smith, and we are the Beltway Brass Quintet, and we are delighted to be here at the Kennedy Center Millennium stage for our, I believe, 7th annual Christmas extravaganza. We're quite proud of that. Now, I hope that you all feel that this was worth the price of admission.
It's free!
Oh yeah, even better. I also want to say hello to all the people watching on the World Wide Web, including one, I hope, Santa Claus. I have been very good this year. We're going to do a song kind of inspired by the Charlie Brown Christmas version of "Oh Christmas Tree."
Thank you. We usually do jazzy material here in the Beltway Brass, but we do play some classical and enjoy some variety. This next arrangement was written by our tuba player, Tom Holtz, who recently retired from the new U.S. Marine Band here in town. It incorporates a bit of everything: key changes, tempo changes, meter changes, style changes. Basically, he had to do something to liven it up, because it's the 12 days of Christmas, and it would be pretty dull if we played those recurring themes the same way every single time through all 12 verses. So be listening for what Tom did to make this thing interesting. Yeah, Tom Holtz. That's a good one. Last year, all the music in our program was from animated TV Christmas specials. It took me a while to convince Zach that was a good idea, but he finally came around, and then he really got into it. We had songs from The Grinch, Rudolph, Frosty, The Year Without Santa Claus, A Charlie Brown Christmas, Little Drummer Boy, even the Chipmunks' Christmas Don't Be Late. Zach got so engrossed with cartoon music that even long after last Christmas season, he wrote out an old Looney Tunes theme for us. Now, it's not a tune for the holidays, but it's very cool, so we're going to play it for you anyway. It's frequently used in chase scenes. It was used in many different cartoons. You'll certainly recognize the middle part of this song, and the theme will probably be stuck in your head for the rest of the day. You can thank Zach for that. While you envision Elmer Fudd trying to track down Bugs Bunny or Wile E. Coyote going after the Roadrunner. So here's our modern rendition of the 1937 classic called Powerhouse by Raymond Scott. Yeah, give it up for Zach Smith. We might put that one on our next album. Speaking of which, we do have a few CDs for sale. If you'd like to check those out after the program in the back, we have a Christmas album. That's the first thing we recorded. And we have a very cool CD of New Orleans favorites and also a classical album. So come visit us after the concert. They're also available online at beltwaybrass.com. We're going to feature Zach on this next selection. It's a New Orleans flavored version of Frosty the Snowman. Zach? Zach! He seems to be frozen. I have an idea.
Happy birthday! let's see. A lot of people wonder how we got together as a brass quintet. And we've been here playing for more than 10, 15 years now. But it all goes back to when I was in college at North Texas back in the early 1980s, and I happened to run into this other crazy trumpet player, Charlie Peterson. Of course, I refer to him as Chaz. And we were all down there learning to be jazz players and semi-classical players and working on stuff like arranging. Now, of course, I took arranging class when I was in school. Charlie didn't. So there were certain things that I learned that he didn't. One of those lessons is that you're never supposed to take a Christmas tune and turn it into a tango. But he did. So we're going to do his version now of I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. Now, here in the Beltway Brass Quintet, we actually write all of the music that we play ourselves. I mean, all the arrangements of the music ourselves. I've actually become known as sort of the Lex Luthor of the arranging community. I kind of have a certain style which is not appreciated by all the classical people in the world, but that's okay. It's kind of brought on by this problem I have that when I'm writing a song, I generally hear other songs that it might have been taken from, that are similar to it. So in that spirit, we're going to do our version of Jolly Old St. Nicholas, and maybe try to keep track of how many different songs you hear in this arrangement.
probably one of the catchiest tunes ever written for a TV Christmas special, comes from The Year Without Santa Claus. As you may remember, Santa was growing disillusioned with the holiday and decided to call off Christmas. So two of his elves go on a road trip to try to find people who still believe in Santa Claus and wind up getting a traffic ticket in Southtown. And their reindeer Vixen is mistaken as a dog and gets thrown into the pound. The mayor laughs at them, but says he will free Vixen if Jingle and Jangle prove that they are in fact Santa's magical elves by making it snow on Christmas in Southtown. Very plausible. Meanwhile, the Heat Miser and his stepbrother, the Snow Miser, are constantly at war. They can't agree on anything. One's trying to make it freezing cold, the other's trying to make it excessively hot. And Mrs. Claus asks them to compromise so it could snow in Southtown, but they can't agree, so their mother, Mother Nature, has to intervene and force them to compromise. Anyway, in the course of saving Christmas through this wacky plot, a holiday classic is born. We get to hear the outstanding Snow Miser song and then the Heat Miser song, which is basically the same song but with different words. We have expertly crafted them both together, and we're going to present our rendition for you now. But to learn how the story ends, you'll have to watch that crazy show yourself. Mr. Green Christmas, I'm Mr. Sun. I'm Mr. Heat Blister, I'm Mr. 101. They call me Heat Miser, whatever I touch starts to melt in my clutch. I'm too much! I'm Mr. Snow Miser, I'm Mr. Cold. I'm Mr. White Christmas, I'm Mr. 10 Below. Friends call me Snow Miser, whatever I touch turns to snow in my clutch. I'm too much. I never wanna see a day that's over 40 degrees. I'd rather have it 30, 20, 10. Let it freeze! How about a tuba solo? Friends call me Snow Miser. Whatever I touch turns to snow in my clutch. I'm too much. Too much!
You know, every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. It could be his head was screwed on, not just right. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
We were planning to do the Chipmunks theme at this point, but we seem to have misplaced our trombonist. Alvin! Alvin! Alvin!
Well, folks, we want to thank you for coming out and supporting live music here in Washington, D.C., and we want to thank once again the Kennedy Center and the Millennium Stage for providing this free entertainment at this fabulous venue. Folks, give a round of applause for the Kennedy Center. Thank you. We have 2 more songs to play. One very familiar, but done in a jazzy style. And the last one we're going to do very traditionally, and we're going to do it as a sing-along. So you may have noticed in your insert or on the back of the program, you'll have the words to Hark the Herald Angels Sing. So we request that you all sing along with us on the last tune. Charlie will do his best to lead you along. I will warn you there's a brief interlude between the second and third verse. Is that correct, Chaz? Indeed there is. So don't let that mess you up. And before we also play this last 2 tunes, I want to introduce the band to y'all formally. Over there on the tuba, we have the legendary Mr. Tom Holtz. On the French horn, we have the lovely Mary Beth Hall. On the trombone, we're very fortunate to have the leader of the world's foremost Herb Alpert tribute band, El Papa Grande, Dan Big Daddy Haverstock. And of course, my cohort in this whole project, this brass quintet, a very talented trumpet player and a very fine person, Mr. Charlie Chaz Peterson.
Thank you.